If we want to think about problem solving differently, we have to have a different perspective towards what the problem space is and therefore what the solution space could be. Let's have a perspective of the problem space by looking at it through two dimensions. How frequently do problems occur and how much impact does the solution to each problem make? You have the first area, which is low frequency and low impact, which is the barren desert of low return. Nobody cares about these problems. They occur once in a while, and even when they occur, they don't make that much impact. So it is very reasonable that nobody cares about it. The second area that I want us to focus on is high frequency and high impact. These are what I call the fertile land of disproportionate return. This is the sexy problem area. Everybody is looking to solve problems in this area. The number of problems in this area are too little and the number of solutions are too many. So the opportunities created are too low. The fertile land of disproportionate return, or the seemingly fertile land of disproportionate return, is actually the fertile land of disappointing return. That leaves the area in between. I think of that as the river of reasonable return. Problems are not one or two big problems, but many small problems that are interacting with each other. There are marketing problems, there are pricing problems, there are risk problems, there are compliance problems, there are supply chain problems. All of these problems in an organization are interconnected and they're interacting with each other. Now take this river of reasonable return, the area, and let's dissect it even further. There are problems where, which have high frequency and low impact. Now that area requires a very algorithmic approach to solutions. You have to have a machine perspective or a robot perspective towards that. The other area is low frequency and high impact. Now, if I want to take my company public, or if I want to have a strategy towards a new geography, these don't happen often. And when they happen, they are quite important. The area here is extremely heuristic, and you need to have a Superman perspective towards this. Goldman Sachs and McKinsey are the Superman perspective towards solution. A product company is a machine perspective, the robot perspective towards solution. We feel that as you go from top left to bottom right, you're going from algorithmic to heuristic. And as you're going from bottom right to top left, you're going from heuristic to algorithmic. Our perspective is that the best where warm currents and cold currents are meeting each other, that's where the best problems are, where art and science are meeting each other. So there, it's not the robot perspective, it's not the Superman perspective, but rather the Iron Man perspective that's very, very important. Man and machine are working in conjunction with each other, in harmony with each other. What do I mean by that? How do I think of the solution space, therefore? How does man and machine work with each other? Let's have a perspective towards the solution space that comes from this perspective of the problem space. Now, if you think of business and technology coming together, that's created IT, systems integration, which is focused heavily on automation and efficiency. Business and math working together is basically the science of business, which is consulting, and that's focused on exploration. Math and technology has focused on creating autonomy through products. Now, the product area, while it creates autonomy, it's not very flexible. If the problem changes, the product doesn't change as fast. Consulting, while it's exploratory, is not very scalable. IT, while it is focused on efficiency, it's not very agile. The processes are so heavy that it cannot move fast. The world of tomorrow needs a combination of scalability, flexibility, and agility. A combination of math, business, and technology coming together. Our perspective is that the ability for these three things to interact with each other is far more important than the entities themselves. Math, business, and technology are entities, but the interaction of these with each other is far more interesting than any one of these. The future may not be just these, but things like behavioral science and design thinking and various other things interacting with each other. Our perspective is that if you want to win in a world where physical supply chains are being replaced by decision supply chains, you need to win by creating interactions between various entities: math, business, technology, behavioral science, design thinking, and thinking about optimizing the decision supply chain, optimizing the world in which data is the new oil. Winning with data engineering, data science, and decision science is going to be extremely important.